What's up, everyone? Hello, hello, hello. Oh, I got Jerry pinned. What is going on? Welcome to the No Life Digital Podcast. No music to start off because we were getting flagged on our YouTube channel. So I have an Epidemic Sound. This is a heads up for everyone. I have an Epidemic Sound account. I've had one since they started their company. They've been excellent. Excellent music. All you do is pay, I think it's $15 a month. You get their whole library. Great for content creators. Anyways, I forgot that you sign up. When you sign up for an account, you sign up with your username. So if you download the music and you use it on any other channel, they will strike you. They don't strike you, but they just basically demonetize you and take your money off of it. And that's not really a big deal for this channel too much, but I don't want that to suppress any of our views because that's still kind of unknown. So I figured I'll find some free music for YouTube or off of YouTube later. So for now, no more of those cool like Persona 4 intro songs. Anyways, what's up, Jerry? We just got Jerry today. Doobie is out. He's hurt. He's okay, but he's not doing too hot.
Yeah, he's a little under the weather. But yeah, just chilling, doing the usual.
Good weekend?
Yeah, it's all right.
Busy?
Yeah, a little bit, but it was pretty good for holiday weekend.
I've been pretty fucking busy. Pretty much the busiest I think I've ever been in my life. It's been insane. And it's good because the days go by pretty fast. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I can't believe January's almost over, basically.
True.
It feels like we just ended Christmas, and now January. It's almost February. Before you know it, it's summertime, and a year's gone by. Too fast. Too fast. I cannot wait to move into this new house. If you buy, this is a thing. Whoever figures out a way to make house buying as efficient as buying an Uber or buying an Airbnb, you will be a gazillionaire. Someone needs to figure that shit out. It is way too complicated the way it is now for no reason. There's way too many fees involved, and it's just like you got to hire someone to do everything.
You could make it simpler, but that is also a harder feat to accomplish than just buying an Uber.
Sure. No, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just saying, if someone did figure it out, you will be richer than Jeff Bezos. It's insane, man. You don't realize it. It's like one thing they don't tell you about is closing costs. So what a closing cost is out of pocket cash that you need to put up front to essentially buy the house. It doesn't go into your house's income. It's just the costs associated with closing. So a lot of it's taxes, a lot of it is transferring shit, a lot of it's like insurance. You have to get insurance for the house, you have to get property insurance, you have to get like insurance on your title. There's a lot of just different fees involved, and usually it amounts to around like, I don't know, 1 to 2% of your total costs. But the problem is that it's out of pocket. So whatever you think you could afford, you have to factor in, oh wait, I have to pay an extra few percent out of pocket on top of that. And it's the reason why a lot of people don't go with certain houses, because the closing costs on them are too high. That's all got to go. Someone needs to figure out that whole process, because the actual act of getting the house is pretty simple. The realtor basically takes care of all that for you. It's essentially just all of the other bullshit involved in. Of course, like getting the mortgage, sure, that's a difficult thing, but I feel like in today's age where everything is connected, all of your information's online, it's got to be a simpler way. I shouldn't have to be mailing the IRS shit and having them mail shit back to me, snail mail style, getting shit notarized. It's got to be instant. Let's get this down to at least a month. Let it take like 1 month to close instead of 2.5, 3 months. Pretty insane. Buy a spec home. It's easy. Don't have to pick out anything, and it's new. Plus, spec homes are usually fully decked out as well. I don't know what that is. I don't know what a spec home is. You might have to enlighten me on that. A spec home. Have you heard of that before?
No, but
Like
I'm guessing it's like modular housing kind of,
spec
or like
house?
specialized. It's just saying build your own house is what he's saying basically.
Yeah, a spec home is a new move-in ready home built by home builders across the country. These are houses that are built before a
Yeah.
home buyer makes a purchase.
So like
Wow.
you know how gated communities, like they basically go and they buy a bunch of land and they build 50
That's a
houses,
spec home, right?
kind of, and then you just buy the house.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the spec home is the way to go. Unfortunately, these I don't know if these exist in the city. We bought a house in the
Might
city.
be that's a little rare, yeah. If you actually want to be in the city,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot harder.
It's a oh god, it's so
But
annoying.
most people also don't care if they're in the city.
Yeah. Yep, there was a lot of compromise. That's another thing too. It's like they tell you, all right, make a list of 10 things that are must-haves, and then usually you're going to find a house that has like 7. You want to find a house that has the most must-haves, but you're going to make compromises. And it's like no house is perfect. So it's like one house is perfect, except there's no backyard. And the kitchen is like kind of small. So you're like, all right, well, this other house has a big, beautiful backyard, big, beautiful kitchen, but it has one less room, or there's no central air, or the ceilings are lower. And it's tough. It is a tough thing. And this is a home. Like, we're not buying it just to flip it. We do want to eventually sell it. It's the reason why we bought it in the city. But this is a place that we're going to be living in, so it makes it even, the stakes are even higher in that case.
Honestly, depending on where it is in the city too, and even flip it, I just rent it.
Yeah, that's another consideration as well. The area's been going up in value. We got a good deal on it. It's a brand new renovation, so we were able to jump in on it. What's up, Goonies? Nonetheless, it's crazy. It's almost done now. We should be out of here in a couple weeks, so that should be fun. But I've been busy.
Hell yeah. Well, you say you'll be out of there in a couple of weeks. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
You'll have the house in a couple of weeks. Then you got to actually.
Right. I gotta move.
Then you got the fun part of actually moving.
And that's another thing. It's like, do we want to just pay to have someone just move all our shit for us? I think it might be worth it. I hate moving, but we'll see. All right. Let's get into it. Let's not make this too long. Let's try to keep this concise.
True. It's a double-edged sword though, because I also hate moving, but like I still end up doing it the most just because like I don't trust people.
Plus, like
Honestly,
it is nice to like have a fresh canvas to like put all your shit on. That part is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I hear you, especially if you got a lot of expensive like little things. You never fucking know.
It's like the cost it would cost me, I would probably have to double it for just insurance costs of like, hey, I have a server and 10 computers. Don't break them, please.
Yeah, that's the thing. I know there's a moving service near me that basically they basically upplant your whole room and then redo it exactly how it was into any room that you fit.
Why though?
Just so you don't have to unpack. Really, they kind of do.
If you want to do unpacking, that's fine. But like, that's just I don't know. That's a little weird because like, yeah, I wouldn't want to make it slightly different because it's a new place. It's a new setup. Like the room isn't going to be the same dimension with like the same window. Like I don't know. That's weird to me.
It is weird. But it does completely remove the moving aspect, which is enticing.
But does it? Because then when you get there, you're going to want to change it all anyway. And you're just going to have to fucking move it all yourself again. Yeah. So like,
yeah, it's weird
do
how
it
they
the first time.
It is weird how they do it too. I mean, they do it exact. Like I hear really good things. And it's not that much more than like a regular moving service. I forget their name, but if we were thinking about it, we're like, you know what? Maybe a couple rooms that we don't even have to worry about them. All right, let's get into some news. Before we do that, some new games. I've been playing the new PUBG map. I've been back into PUBG, digging my claws back in. There's a new map, Karakin. It's been great. There's destructible environments, kind of. There is C4. I've been having good times with that. PUBG is mad fun. I see a lot of people playing Escape from Tarkov or something like that, whatever that name is. And I am intrigued by it. I haven't played it yet, but I watched some streaming on it, and
it's not bad.
It looks pretty cool.
It's not bad. I played it like 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
So is it like a PUBG or is it more like an MMO? That I'm not.
Oh, it's a PUBG-ish.
That I'm kind of confused on.
It's kind of it's not PUBG. It's more like Daisy Rust.
So like longer PUBG.
Yeah.
Like longer
Like if you
battles.
die, you'll still probably lose everything. So like you're not don't want to die, but like it's more like OG Daisy.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. I didn't get into that era of battle royale.
I mean, that's
I
not,
missed that.
it's not really a battle royale.
How do you win? Is it last man standing?
You don't win.
Oh, it just keeps going.
Yeah.
I don't know how
At
I
least
feel
I'm
about
pretty
that.
sure that's how it used to be. Like it's not it's not a battle royale.
Mm.
It's Daisy, dude.
All right.
At least
So
that's how it
what's the
used to be.
goal exactly?
Have fun.
Just kill.
Yeah. Get all the
Mm.
shit you want and be a boss. Like it's not
Okay, I could be into that.
be in first place.
I like the way
At
that
least
they
that's
did
what it
like
used
the
to be.
crafting. There's like gun crafting, which looks pretty fucking cool.
Right.
Um, I mean, it just looks pretty intense. Like it looks pretty intricate in its in their choices. And I've been playing a lot of PUBG, and I kind of get sick of it, and then I get back into it, and I get sick of it. And I would like something that I can kind of stick with a little bit more consistently. And I thought Rainbow Six was gonna be that, but it didn't end up doing that. But anyways, the new PUBG map is sick. It's on the test server. I don't know if it's out. I think it comes out very shortly, maybe the 28th, but you can get it on the test server for free. And then I've been playing the new Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game, which is a direct sort of it basically takes the Dragon Ball Z story, the entire story, and they put it in a game. The animations are very, very tight. The combat is very, very tight. It's actually been really fun. The problem is it's
Dragon Ball Z.
It's a shitty JRPG. So the stories and the quests and the writing and the voice acting are just not good. It's just it just doesn't. It's like kid shit. You know what I mean? It's like childish little kid stuff, and that's kind of unfortunate. I wish they maybe would have had a little bit more creative license with it and just did something maybe a little bit more adult. But instead, they kind of just ported it over. The combat and everything is fun, though. I'm only like a few hours in, maybe about 5 to 8 hours in. Not that deep into it yet, but I have been having fun with it. The combat is awesome. I don't have any footage right now, but hopefully I'll have that full review for you. If you like Dragon Ball Z, it's very faithful. Like you feel like you're Goku. You play as Gohan. You can play as Krillin and Piccolo. And the combat, the way that they do the art style is 3D, but it's almost cel shaded in a way that it looks like the cartoon, and everything runs at like that 12 to 15 frame per second cartoon style. It looks really, really cool. And I've been really enjoying that. The cutscenes look great also. The cutscenes are like upscaled and they're just remastered in a way, and it looks really cool. And that's it. That's all I've been playing. That's all I've been playing. I rebeat Nier Automata also. If you guys haven't played that, you have to get into it. Excellent game. What about you? Anything new?
Started playing Pokemon, but I'm just barely started.
On Switch?
Yeah, the new one. That's about all I've been getting into. Haven't had a lot of time for a lot of stuff, unfortunately.
How are you liking the new Pokemon?
I'm gonna wait. I'll wait till I get farther and beat it and have Doobies here
to discuss with Doobie.
Yeah, like it's Pokemon to me so far. It's fine, it's fun, but I haven't made it very far.
Yeah. What do you think have you made it to like the hub world or the open world yet?
Yeah, it's fine.
Sucks.
It's fine, dude. Like it's not great, but it's not bad.
I keep trying to get into it.
It's just kind of there.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into some news then. Hey Dave, what's up, Dave? Thank you so much. I'm up to 149. Options are endless. I'm drowning in liquid thanks to you and Fresh03. Keep it up, man. Keep drowning in that liquid. That's good. It's a good problem to have. All right, we have Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk 2077 got delayed to September. It was supposed to come out in April, September, a few months later. This is what they write. We have important news regarding Cyberpunk 2077's release date we'd like to share with you today. It won't make the April release window. We're moving the launch date to September 17th, 2020. That is my 30th birthday, by the way. We are currently at a stage where the game is complete and playable, but there's still work to be done. Night City is massive, full of stories, content, and places to visit, but due to the sheer scale and complexity of it all, we need more time to finish playtesting, fixing, and polishing. We want Cyber 2077 to be our crowning achievement for this generation. Postponing launch will give us the previous months we need to make the game perfect. So that's not too surprising considering the scope and the stakes that are involved in this game and just the hype around it. They don't want to release something that's going to be buggy and, you know, something that can get memed on. They're pretty sensitive over at CD Projekt Red. So I don't think anyone really has too much of an issue with this. We all, you know, everyone keeps saying the same thing. How does this saying go? A bad game is bad forever. I don't know. A fixed game you can fix later or whatever. Whatever that saying is. Yeah, it sucks, but whatever.
I'm fine with it.
I'm kind of happy that they have to postpone it because it means like, all right, this game's definitely big. Because, you know, you think of Witcher 3, immediately, there's all these comparisons that are going to be made to Witcher 3. The amount of detail in that game was just insane to think about.
Yeah, and it's also the same development team and core, so it's gonna have it's just gonna be like, what's it compared to your last game?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing that I was kind of worried about. I wanted to, it has, for me, if I'm gonna put it up against Witcher 3, it has to have that insane amount of detail, side quests that are just almost like fully fleshed out games in themselves. You know, that was what Witcher 3 was for me. Like, it was just so enthralling. And then you do that with this game, which is a first-person shooter with way higher res graphics and a different setting, and the stakes are just that much higher. So it's good to know that there is a lot in the game. What is unfortunate is they're crunching. We know that they're crunching now. They came out and they said that to their investors that there is going to be a little bit of a crunch. That sucks. And I don't know what the crunch was like on Witcher 3. I don't know if any of that information came out. Supposedly there was a report that came out during that time that showed a lot of bad Glassdoor reviews saying the company was just crunching like insane on Witcher 3. Now that they have a much bigger budget, hopefully it's not as bad and it is relayed in that. But that also kind of concerns me too, is how much they're going to have to crunch and what exactly is being polished, because it is a few months. It's not like a month or so. It's a few months. It's a good amount of time to really fix and polish this stuff. I also don't want them to delay the game again. If they delay the game again to next gen consoles, which isn't that crazy to think about, that would really kind of put a damper on the hype. I think this should be the send-off of this generation, and then we get into the next consoles. So we'll see, man. Hopefully they don't delay it again. That's my biggest worry now.
Yeah, but we'll see. I'm honestly fine either way. As long as it's a good game. If it comes out and it's a good game, I'm fine waiting, because I'm in that Blizzard mantra of like, yeah, I want to wait for a good product. As long as it's a good product, I'm happy. Like, that's what I care about. Let me ask
you something. What if they release the game now? Or they released it in April, but they were like, this is the beta version.
Fuck that.
Would you still wait for the final?
I mean, I don't know. I'd buy it immediately, but I'd be pissed off about it.
And that's the thing, too. It's like, I would probably buy this fucking shitty half playtested game either way.
Yeah, no, like, I'm going to buy, if it's one of those things where, like, I'm going to buy it no matter what. So I would rather buy the finished product and actually have it be a good product.
Yeah. It's still going to be buggy too, because like same with Witcher, you know, the game is just so fucking big and detailed that it's hard to make it without any bugs. Hopefully they're able to catch as much as possible. But I want to start to like see some more of it, man. You're going to have to hype me up again. Like, even if it did just release in April, it's only a couple months away. I'm not as hype as I was when this was like first announced. We got those trailers. Like, I can't wait for the hype cycle of this again, because I'm getting hyped for it, especially after watching the Witcher show. Oh my god, these guys can't lose. All right,
hello.
Did you see this? This guy made GameCube Joy-Cons, which are incredible. So he goes by Shank Mods on YouTube, and he shows you how he takes this fucking GameCube controller, splits it in half, throws some binders on it, reprograms the whole thing, creates it in this perfect way, and then it creates this playable GameCube Switch Joy-Con controller thing. It's pretty fucking cool, man. It's actually pretty intense at how he does it. It's a 15-minute video. Go check it out if you're interested in like hardware mods like this. I wish I was as good at this stuff as some people, man. This stuff is so cool. Like look at that little mini GameCube controller.
Yeah, but then it's like even bigger and bulkier, and it's already like I already think the Switch is too long, and this is just making it 8 times longer.
Oh yeah, and I hate the GameCube controller. I'm not a fan of
like it's a cool idea for a mod, but like no way in hell do I want this.
It's not practical. Not practical at all. Maybe if you're a Smash Brothers fan, that could be more of a practical thing, but I mean I hate it. I'd much rather you do it with the Pro controller. I think that would be better. I like the Pro controller. Pretty cool though.
I think it is cool, but yeah, like it
looks legit. That's
not for me.
That's the crazy part too. It actually looks like if like Nintendo made it. Did a good job on it. All right. And then Fortnite got his own skin finally. Fortnite got his own skin. Ninja got his own skin in Fortnite finally. And that actually looks pretty cool. That's pretty fucking cool, man. I think that's every kid's dream is to be in a video game, and it is cool that he gets his own little costume in this game. Yeah, Fortnite's still raking in some nice numbers. People always say it's dead, but I always see it killing it. And it's good to see that they're still backing him though. I'm curious, what are his numbers like now that he's on Mixer? I haven't really noticed. We're streaming on Mixer right now, by the way.
Not as good, unfortunately.
I can imagine. I remember he's not even on the front page. They don't even show him on the front page anymore.
Yeah, I mean, is he streaming right now?
No, but they have like these partner spotlights and he's not there.
Oh, that's true. They're doing that weird stuff.
I don't really know the streaming world, so maybe these people are more popular at the current time, but yeah, I don't see it. You have to go like, maybe I'll just / Ninja. Let's just see if he's got his numbers up real quick. Yeah, this is the problem with his last video. It was 5 days ago, and it got almost 2,000 views. 4 days ago, this one has 15,000 views. So, yeah, his numbers are pretty low, man. This video here 9 days ago only has 1,200 views. I mean, I get more views than that on my fucking YouTube channel. Not good, Ninja. What's going on, dude? What's going on? Is it Mixer? Is that what it is?
I mean, it's that, and I don't know. It's just moved platforms. Like, what else are you going to Mixer for a lot of things? They don't have all your emotes and macros, things like that. I don't know.
And now there's Mixer, there's Facebook gaming, there's YouTube gaming.
Oh, there's been Facebook gaming forever, but who cares about Facebook gaming?
Yeah, it's crazy that they're just splitting these kids up, dividing all these fans up, yet the numbers aren't translating. You know, they're giving these kids millions of dollars, but the numbers aren't translating. They're not bringing over the amount of people that they thought they would be. If you are a streamer, a popular streamer, and they offer you a huge sum of money to move to their platform, you have to take it, because this will never happen ever again. This is this one time in this little pocket of this zeitgeist right now, where they will pay you millions of dollars to move platforms. This will never happen again, because these numbers aren't moving. They're not bringing over the numbers that they thought they were. So you're gonna see them start to bring these sort of like exclusive deals lower and lower. I think the biggest mistake isn't any of these services, actually Twitch. Twitch should be using this time to really bump up their game and really sort of, get on their shit. And it really has, they really haven't done too much in that sense. They've kind of been slacking on that side. Twitch has a really good opportunity right now to even take on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, they have that space. They have that amount of space where they could take on YouTube in some certain way, where they can allow these VODs and allow your videos to stay on the platform forever like YouTube does. But I don't know. They rather just, keep it the way it is, I guess. Twitch locks big partners into exclusivity. That is why he left. He wanted to stream on all platforms.
No, he's locked in too.
Yeah, they're all locked in. If they're signing, they're all locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ninja's locked into Mixer. He's not allowed to stream anywhere else. The same with like all of them. The guys who go to the Facebook gaming and like what's his name?
No one's gonna pay over $10 million to sign a streamer and then just be like, yeah, you can do whatever
stream
you want
anywhere.
anywhere.
Nah, they're locking everyone in. And that's why you have to take it, man, because they're never gonna give this money away like that ever again.
No, especially like well, because no, everyone's trying to make a Twitch competitor because everyone sees that everyone's mad at Twitch.
Right.
Rightfully so, wrongly so, depends on the case, I guess. But like Twitch is in its own issues, I guess, so to say. So everyone's trying to like come up with an actual competitor. So everyone's dropping the money now, but they're not going to be dropping it next year.
No,
they're hedging their bets right now, and if it fails, it fails.
And I'm sure that's why a lot of these guys are signing these deals. They're like, they know that, their accountants know that, so they're like, take the money right now, do your stream thing. When you come back to Twitch eventually, you can make a whole big stink about it, and then all your followers will still be there because they're not leaving Twitch. I don't know why either. I guess it's just I don't really know why. I really have no idea why. To me, the experience is the same either way. I don't sit in the chat because you can't chat with any of these big streamers anyway, unless you donate. And even then, it's just fucking flies by. You can't have any conversation with anyone in chat. You're just spamming shit for no fucking reason.
Well, I think that's why some of them might be taking it. Like some of them, or say someone like on a Ninja or a Shroud level, like you already have all of the proof that, hey, dude, my metrics, I can pull metrics like this. I have an outreach of this. My Twitter is got 3 million followers or whatever. Here's my retention rate, etc. You already have everything you would need to sell like products or marketing, but then you can, on top of that, be offered like double-digit millions to go stream to a smaller audience where you can actually
interact with them.
Yeah. Like they're probably happier right now where they're like, oh yeah, dude, only got 10,000 people. I can actually talk to people again.
Yeah, and their chat's probably more engaged. They're gonna buy more shit. Yeah, that is true. That definitely is gonna play a big role into it too. Yeah, like I go to like a Shroud thing and I look at the chat. I'm like, who's chatting? What are you trying to say here? Because you can't fucking read anything. You have to donate if you want him to see it, and then it's just like, all right, hey, blah blah blah, and then on to the next. You know what I mean? There's no engagement whatsoever, unless you've been there for quite some time, and they kind of know you. The streaming world's weird, man. I'm very green to it. I'm not that even though I've been streaming for a few years now, I'm still kind of green to like that whole world compared to YouTube, and it is very different. The metrics are different. The way you judge things are differently.
If you want like the breakdown of how Twitch and all of that works, just watch the Scuff podcast.
Scuff podcast?
Yeah, from Trainwrecks.
I will.
You would like that. That is total. I'm surprised you haven't. That's like
I haven't heard that.
It's a bullshit, fucking dumb podcast, but it's definitely up your alley.
Bullshit. All right, good.
No, trust me, it's like completely up your alley.
Is it like all right? I'll check it out.
It's like it's definitely like you can tell where like the dudes there are like all they, you can tell like in their, it's all major streamers, but in their free time you can tell they just listen to like JRE, and then like they decided to make a podcast.
Okay, but do they talk about like the streaming world and shit?
Yeah. If you want some insight into that,
I need some inside baseball in that. I would like to know it. I mean, I think this channel does pretty well in its own right. The thing with this particular Twitch channel is that it's a combination of two different channels, and there's a branding issue here right now that I'm still thinking about fixing in some way. I also haven't really promoted it in the way that I probably should. I don't know if I want to completely go the stream side. I've been enjoying it very much so, actually, where I actually stream my videos now, and then I download that stream and edit my videos from that stream. That's how I've been doing DIY or Die recently, ever since I started that show thing. And that's been awesome, but it is a different sort of game. It's just a different game. This always on live thing is very different. Whether it's easier or harder, that remains to be seen, but it is different. It's kind of cool. All right, so we got Fortnite out of the way. All right, let's get into some tech. We don't have much else to talk about. But did you see that Bose is closing all of their retail stores in North America, Europe, Japan, and Australia? The move will result in hundreds of employees being laid off.
Yeah, this was the shock to me that I didn't know they had retail stores still in the first place.
Yes, they did. They've seen a couple in a few malls. They're usually in like malls, like next to like the Windows store and the Apple
Next
store,
to the
shit like
Apple store, that's a fucking scam. I'm not happy with Apple. If you want to get into tech, I'm not happy with Apple right now.
Why? I don't know why. Why? What happened? Is there news?
Okay, so
well, let's finish this story.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. But no, like that's surprising to me that there's Bose stores, I guess, still, and like that also is I think that sums it up where you just said they're closing stores in the U.S., Europe, Asia. They're closing stores in every fucking continent, and they're still losing hundreds of employees.
Yeah.
That's not a lot. If you're in fucking multiple continents, like you should be having thousands of employees, not less than 1,000.
Yeah, it is interesting because Bose has never really been this headphone company. They've only recently got into that when they released the QC headphones. They've always been like a speaker company.
They were
like a home theater company.
They were shitty. Well, I mean, they're okay. They're okay speakers that you would buy off of as seen on TV ad.
Yeah, they were a little. I give them a little bit more credit than that.
Okay, I'll give them a little more credit. But no, like I always remember, like the height of Bose was when they were making those original OG sound bars, basically.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's kind of their call to fame. They've always had like car unit stuff that they were into,
and they always have like they have fine speakers. They're
okay.
They've always been very Beatsy-ish to me, where they're overpriced, but they're fine.
Yeah, they're good if you like music in the background and you're like an older woman. That's kind of like the sound. It's not a very analytical sound. It's also not a very energetic, fun sound. It's very subdued and library-ish.
No highs, no lows must be Bose.
Yeah, there you go. And
that's the old audio saying.
Yeah, and they've really carved a niche out for themselves. And
but
then
to
they
be
got
fair,
into the headphones, and then they kind of exploded.
They kill mids. Like they do, like their technology for mid work, especially in their more expensive stuff, solid. It's amazing, actually. They just suck at everything else, and they suck at balancing it.
Yeah.
Like if you want reference, you don't go Bose.
Yeah, I mean,
but I mean that's most things.
I would say the only thing that they do good now are their QC headphones with the noise canceling. The noise canceling is pretty good. That's about it. The sound's not even that good on them. Sony's surpassed them 100 times over, but they're okay and they're comfortable. And it's interesting that they even had retail stores, like you were saying. Like it is an interesting thing. They tried to do like this whole home theater. We love speakers. You're gonna love speakers. This is where you're gonna get all your speakers from. But the audience is so divided. It's like the audience either just wants a speaker just to hear things on, or you have the complete other side of it, which is like, I want really good grade A speakers for my home theater. I need reference monitors to do my editing on. There's no like in between there, you know?
Well, and then once you start getting into the audio realm, it's its own like fucked up world of, hey, dude, I really like this. I like reference sound. I want all tubes and I want it to be really warm.
Yeah.
I want a bass heavy thing because I'm a hip hop head. Like it's so subjective that like Bose does good for what they do. I just don't care about Bose because I think they're overpriced.
Yeah. And then I think the same goes for Sonos. Sonos kind of falls into that same world too.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, you know, they sell like an $800 sound bar that is really just there's nothing new. There's no, it's for someone who has that type of money and doesn't care about sound quality. They just want like that Sonos sound bar.
And it's still good. Like it's
okay.
Is good.
Yeah, it's okay. And
no, it's even, no, it's like all of these, honestly, they're all objectively good. Like if you compare them to low end stuff, but like, it is like, okay, if you invested the same amount of money in actually going and getting a good DAC and then finding a set of speakers to your taste, you're going to be way happier.
Yeah.
But if you just want something that's good, they all fulfill good.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just overpriced. They're in that weird niche of overpriced things. And it's for someone like, someone like my wife or my parents, if they're going to go and they're going to buy a sound bar, They either have the money to buy the Sonos or the Bose, or they're gonna buy something cheap. There's really no in between. They're not gonna go and look for like the best sound bar. They're not gonna buy the receiver for it, or they're not gonna get the right amps for it.
Right.
They're either gonna go for this if they have the money. If they don't have the money, then they're just gonna go with whatever best.
Gonna buy the Roku speakers.
Yeah.
Which honestly, they're not bad either. Just buy the Roku speakers. Because Roku speakers now, which is just, yeah, hell yeah, dude, I guess.
That is weird. I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude, they make speakers that pair to their TVs, so you can just like instantly do it.
They sound good?
Sound okay.
I can't imagine them sounding good.
I mean,
they're probably like a Bose. They probably sound like Bose.
Yeah, like they're fine.
Yeah.
Like all of these are good. They're fine to good. They're like I'm not shit talking them and like they're bad. None of them are bad. They're just like, for the price, I think you can do a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think Bose needs retail stores.
They don't.
They do need that. The problem is they do need you to hear their shit. And
just keep sending them to Best Buy and you're fine, honestly.
Exactly. And that's where Bose always succeeded, is that you could hear a Bose. I can't go into any store, any Best Buy, and hear a pair of fucking HD800s, or I can't go in and hear a pair of, Stax headphones. But you can bet your fucking dollar that Bose is going to be in there and Sonos, and you'll be able to hear it, and you can deliberate if you want to buy it there. So that sucks for them that they have to make that compromise, but I guess it's just too expensive. They're not making that much money where they can be having retail stores up everywhere. What if they still do car audio? I'm sure they do, right?
And that's also, I mean, that's fine. I just don't get why you wouldn't just do that in the first place. Why bother having a Bose store?
Yeah. They have audio sunglasses. They sell now. That's cool. If you want audio sunglasses. Look at those bad boys. Stop trying to make things in sunglasses. People need to stop doing that. No one's buying them.
I'm not going to buy a pair of these that put actual prescription lenses in. I'm sorry.
That's so dumb. All right. Oh, let's talk about the A10 Mini. So I purchased the A10 Mini. It should be here tomorrow, actually.
I'm really interested in hearing about this because this thing just seems so dope.
Yeah. So let me show you let me see if I can find.
Dude, I'm just going to work on it. Going to convert you to a Black Magic fan at some point.
All right. Let me show you. So, all right. So let me just preface it. I've been very unhappy with the camera sticks. What are they called from Elgato? Cam links. Been very unhappy with the cam links. They're okay.
Same. I mean, for the price, they're solid, but like they have a lot of really shitty quirks, to be honest.
Too many quirks to deal with, and
they break half of the time. They will they're super fucking finicky with the signal coming in. Yes. I have still never actually gotten one to work with audio. Period.
There you go. I mean, there's so many issues with it. Especially when you introduce two of them to the same computer, it becomes a fucking nightmare.
A lot of that, I think, has more to do with
the USB bus.
No, honestly, I think the hardware is probably capable enough of it. If it's all USB 3, I think it's more than capable of trying to do everything. It's just, dude, Elgato's software side is such a dumpster fire. I don't even understand it.
Yeah,
it's so fucking bad.
Yeah, even their game capture stuff is bad. So I've been unhappy with it, but for the price, it was essentially the only option there was. It was
for $100 though. Yeah,
it's $100, right?
You're not gonna beat it for $100, dude. It still works. You know what I mean?
And it does work, even though I had to like fiddle with it, and it broke half the time, and for no reason it would just stop working, and then you had to do some stuff. It did work for the price. So I was always looking for some way that I can get multiple HDMI ins and then an out to my computer that I can use in this situation. Here at the home office, I just use my webcam. But in the studio, I have two cameras, and I want to introduce other stuff in there as well, that other HDMI ins as well that I can just easily switch to. The way that I do it now is that I actually have to remote into my computer from my laptop and then control OBS remotely through my laptop, which sends a signal to the computer to change scenes. So when I saw this, this is essentially, it solves all of that. You get 4 HDMI ins, you get one HDMI, I think it's one HDMI out. You get an ATEM control out, and you get a webcam out if you just want to send it through as a webcam. Great. You get 2 options for microphones, which are just 3.5 millimeter jacks, and then it just goes in and it just does all of that processing for you. You could switch scenes right here as one camera. So I'll have the 4 ins. I'll press one of these buttons. I want camera 2. I press camera 2. It just goes to camera 2, but it sends it through as one out. So that means I can set up one scene and control all of these different cameras within that one scene. There's also a bunch of other cool stuff here that you can do. You can do like different picture-in-picture modes and stuff like that.
Then also, like, it's Blackmagic, so their software is actually going to be really good, and you could set up a lot of cool stuff with their software, doing transitions and things like that.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Great quality from what I've seen. And there's just no. I mean, this solves that entire issue. Now, I've been looking for this for a while, and I want to say it was
hard to get
3-4 months ago when I first found out about this product, because this is a relatively new product. It came out in 2019. I don't know exactly when, but
towards the end. No, it's only been out for probably as long as you first saw it. Yeah,
it's been
well, because that is the downside of Blackmagic, is like, Blackmagic is a great company, but they sell everything as cheaply as possible, and they don't know how much they're going to actually sell, so they're always sold out.
Yeah, they always sold out. They're always sold out. This was sold out for a long time. It's still sold out on B&H. It's on back order. I've requested a stock alert. They'll email me every month and say, hey, we haven't forgotten. It's just not in yet. But if you are looking for the same sort of thing, I found it on Amazon, of all places, with Amazon Prime. I got lucky enough to get on it. It's $315 on Amazon. This price went up. I actually got it for $295 or $285 maybe.
Yeah, its retail's $300.
Yeah, they upped the price a little bit on Amazon. It's okay. You get it in Prime. They'll send it to you. And which, I don't know how long that's going to be. So if you need one, I would hop on it as quickly as possible.
This for $300 though is a steal.
Yes.
Like, it's Blackmagic. It's a fucking steal, because you're gonna have software that actually works. You actually have full audio control. You can actually put a full EQ mixer onto it. You can do everything with your software, but also this hardware box. But the fact that it has 4 ins that can go into an out or a webcam out, I mean, shit, buying 4 cam links is $400.
Yes. Now, just for comparison, here's a Roland V1 HD. There's 4 HDMI ins. It's an HDMI switcher. It's all it is. It just switches your HDMI through one out. It's got these, like, minimal effects on there. You can control 2 different mics on there. This goes for $1,000. So this wasn't the exact one I was looking at. There's another one that's only 2 HDMI ins. Let me see if I can find that one.
The other thing too, with that out, you can actually send it through a monitor and then send your main thing out through the webcam.
Yes. Yeah, here's one that is only 2 HDMI ins, the VO2 HD, and this is $600 from Roland. This was the only option that I saw, even relative to this price. So all the other ones are way more expensive. They're a little bit more professional as well. They're meant for like racks and stuff, and for someone to actually sit behind a console and press them. But for just a one-man operation, you have the Roland options, and then you have the Blackmagic, and then you have Elgato. Elgato being the cheapest one. You can go the Elgato route. Just know it's going to give you issues, especially if you have 2 involved, and the software's complete garbage.
Going to give you issues with 1 involved.
Yeah, the best option is the A10 Mini. Especially for this price, you can't get anything better. So if you see it and you need something like this, I highly recommend you just cough it up, get it. You were going to be happy. I haven't seen any negative reviews on this. I haven't gotten it in yet, so I will give you guys the full review once I've played with it. And
the other cool thing you can do with this too is you can actually, if you are running a multicam setup, you can actually use it to do picture-in-picture too, and just crazy stuff like that. Yeah. Which is really sick.
Which is what I want. I want to do a bunch of cool stuff, and like the fact that it just runs it out as a webcam, so I can just throw it in OBS. I don't have to worry about nothing. I could do all my slides with it. I mean, it's crazy that one company has it. One company made it. Should be very, very. I mean, the reason why it's sold out is because a lot of people, especially streamers, since it's such a big thing now, they need these options. The Elgato stuff just isn't cutting it, unfortunately. So I think a lot of them are like, wait, let me go with something a little bit more professional. But you don't want to spend $1,000 on an HDMI switcher. I mean, it's all it does is just send the specific signal out. And it took, it took a few years for one company to do it at a reasonable price. But that's what Blackmagic is for. That's why they've been so popular these days, man. They're really catering to like that prosumer market that isn't 100% studio quality, but they need good equipment to do the things that a lot of studios do. Blackmagic has really filled in that niche, and that's why they're really raking it in.
Let's be fair. They're getting borderline studio quality. The software has always been studio quality, but like the rest of their stuff's getting there.
Yeah.
Like some of their cameras are phenomenal.
I had an old, I will say I had an old Blackmagic capture card, I think it was, that was complete trash though. That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. That was like 7-8 years ago now, maybe even longer than that. But that was like, they didn't even have any cameras back then. It was just that sort of weird niche studio, like here is an HDMI SDI splitter that only us sell. And now they're getting into like these huge prosumer markets and really dominating it. Yeah, their Ethernet control. I mean, this is just, I can't wait to get it in and play with it. All right. And then we have the Insta360 1R. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I was trying to talk about it before, I think, but then we didn't. I don't know how I feel about it.
I think it's awesome. I'm very happy about it.
I think it's half awesome, half not, because I do like the idea of it. It's kind of expensive, but like, because no, we did talk about this a little bit, I think, because like it does run that gamut of like, why not just buy a 360 cam if you want a 360 cam, and why not just buy an action cam if you want an action cam?
Well, I'll tell you why I think this is cool. So you get the GoPro form factor. It fits in all the GoPro mounts and stuff, which is cool. And I love all the GoPro stuff. But until I found this out, then I was like, oh, wait, this is actually really cool. There's a 1-inch sensor that they sell. So you can get
it's a 1-inch
sensor module that you slap onto
which is pretty cool.
That is fucking awesome, because there's no action cams that with a 1-inch sensor that I'm aware of.
No. Now it's a Pocket RX 100.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Which is pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Now you're spending, $1,000 on it. It's not cheap. But that is pretty cool. If I can get a 1-inch sensor little GoPro unit, I'm happy with it. I've seen some footage on it. It's relatively new, so there's not too much about it. A lot of the people using it don't have any idea about, camera compression and bit rates and stuff. So it's hard to get good info on it right now. But I mean, the footage looks pretty damn good, and the stabilization looks pretty good. For me, this would be like that RX 100, except you can throw it in all your cool little GoPro mounts, which I think is awesome. Now, there's other ones where you can get like you said, like the 360 cam, where it's like 2 of these camera modules. There's a 4K camera module. You can get one with all 3, which is around $800. You can get one for your Mavic, which is pretty cool. So there's like different little things. I think it's cool that these action cams, these GoPro's kind of doing the same thing, except with their media mounts. I think it's cool that they're trying to tackle this sort of vlog market in a way with the right type of stuff. So a 1-inch sensor is obviously going to be great for people who want like good video quality. And then you have the GoPro, which is going to have it's going to have a wider lens, and it's going to have great stabilization, but it's going to lack on like the screen, and it's going to lack on the microphone and stuff like that. So then they sell these media mods, which we've seen before. It's just like a housing unit for your GoPro that slaps on all this stuff. So this one has the microphone, and you could buy like another screen for it. Where is it? Let me see if I can find the media mods. There it is. There, you can see it right there. And that's pretty cool. I like this idea of like these vlogging style setups, but in action cams, because they're just so easy to vlog with. You're not wielding this expensive lens and heavy camera around. You're just a little fucking GoPro. I don't know if I'll buy one yet. I still need to. I don't know. I got to see what's going on with it, but I do like the 1-inch sensor. I think that's pretty cool.
I think it has some promise, and we'll see how it actually goes. I think because like it is one of those things where like yeah, most camera people haven't been able to get their hands on one yet. But like, no, if the 1-inch sensor is actually anything close to an RX 100, that's a killer for an RX 100. That's a great price for a good solid 1-inch sensor. To be honest,
and I'm curious to know like what do you get with that too? Because like the action cams are gonna dumb things down a little bit.
oh yeah,
That's what I like about the RX 100. It's basically like a A6000 just with a 1-inch sensor. I want to know if you have all those features or even half of the features in this thing. Because it's not only about, and I like how they have the screen there too, that you can flip the screen either way. I think it's pretty cool little device. It's crazy how popular the Insta 360 camera is. I always thought it was going to be this big gimmick, but people really seem to like it. I think
really
the image
like
looks
it.
so bad. I think the image is so splotchy and the bitrate is so low that it makes it look muddy. But I do think it's cool that you can kind of zoom in and pick your shots. It does look cool.
No, I think it's pretty cool. Like I do think people like it a little bit more than I do, but I could see how that could go either way. Because like I do, yeah, the footage looks like shit, and if you actually get this one looking good, that could be something sick.
Yeah.
But it is, if you're thinking of creative project, especially like vloggers, like that is kind of cool. Especially like the type of people who just mostly take photos, or like they do the
Right.
dumb Peter McKinnon style of I'm walking up to the camera.
Yeah.
Like that could be cool to see you setting it up or something, like a behind the scene kind of video of like, here's how I actually set everything up or some bullshit,
Yeah.
There's cool uses for it, I guess.
And I will say, having a GoPro, when you put the image like on a computer and then you go to edit it and you're like trying to grade it and stuff, and you're just like, holy shit, this looks really bad. Like it's just the bit rates just are too small. It's just not that bulky of a file because the sensor's so tiny. But when you slam it down to your phone size and then you run it at 60 frames per second, I mean, we have footage from Italy and it looks great on your phone. And that's where I think a lot of people are going to consume this content anyway. So, it doesn't look too bad on the phone, and it really is a sort of, you got to decide, are you that type of person who wants to just vlog everything and throw it up on Instagram TV or on your Instagram? If you're expecting it to be on a TV or on a computer monitor, you're going to lose that image quality, but I like where this market is headed, is basically what I'm saying. I do like the Action Pro camera market, and I like where it's headed, and I think these sort of modding module ideas are cool, and the fact that you can hook them up to drones and they're super durable. I like where it's headed, and I'm curious to know how far we get with it. I just like all camera stuff, really. I'm just so nerdy about cameras. Oh yeah, and then they have this Insta Go. I don't know if you saw it. It's like a little fucking pill that you put on a necklace and you wear it around your neck. The footage is so bad. It's so muddy. Yeah. I mean, it looks like a 2004 cell phone took it, but it's pretty cool that you can, just walk around with it on your neck. There you go.
2004 cell phone probably did take it, to be honest.
That's probably what that sensor is. All right. So what's up with Apple? Why are you not? Why are you not a fan of Apple?
Oh, I'm just mad at them again because the fucking.
Oh yeah, there's Nvidia or not Nvidia, AMD stuff.
No, yeah, dude, it's just, my God, they're the only company where I have to go and say, no, you have to spend an extra $400 to buy Apple Care because the shit is going to break. So Cade's iPad Pro broke. First gen iPad Pro, this thing's not even 6 months old. The screen's half black, half fading out. Had to take it to the Apple store to get it completely replaced because she has Apple Care, luckily. But like first gen iPad is 6 months old. It's never even been dropped. But apparently this is actually a common issue that half of the screen just starts turning black.
Really?
Yeah. Like what the fuck? Like her friends is doing it too. But like when we took it in, they just didn't even bat an eyelash. Like they just saw it and was like, oh yeah. Yeah. Like we know this happens a lot.
Which iPad Pro, the full screen one or the USB-C one or the Touch ID
USB-C
one?
No, the newest one.
Oh man, I hope mine doesn't do that.
Yeah, it was the 11-inch. It's happened on the 11 inches I've seen, but it's just like,
yeah,
Stop selling broken products, dude. Please.
Definitely get Apple Care too. 'Cause they screw you on any sort of repairs. You have to. They make you
No,
get
you
it.
have to have Apple
You
Care.
have to get it.
So
You have
like
to
it's
get it.
not it's yeah, it's just so
That's Apple's biggest downfall is their entire repair. Their entire repair, I don't know what you call it, policy. Yeah, it's just they're really
it's
bad
absurd and like it's
and
just
it's
I don't
such
know,
a
just
cancer in the industry.
they're not
They're not
they're not the Apple that I used to love where it's like, no, we made a good product and we're gonna try to like actually make sure it doesn't break. Now they don't give a shit.
I mean, I've never had issues with their stuff. I've been lucky. I haven't had too many issues with their stuff.
But like I haven't had a ton, but it's just like they're the only company I ever have issues with.
Yeah.
They're the only company where I've ever had most of my stuff break.
Yeah.
Which is absurd to me.
Yeah.
I'm just mad that I'm now going to have to go back to the Apple store because the one that the refurbished unit they tried to replace it with didn't work. So they had to send a new refurbished unit to even be able to replace the iPad. Because they won't give you a free new one. They have to use a refurbished one on
No, they're not gonna give you a fucking new one. You're gonna pay for that.
Cool, so it can break.
iPad. It's not like you can go to a different company and get another iPad.
So it can break again.
They
in
make
6
the only
months.
iPad.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just one of those like don't you can't buy first gen. It's absurd.
Don't. I don't know if it's mine. I guess mine's first gen too.
Yeah, there's only
but
one
mine's
gen
a 12 inch. I don't have.
There's only one. There's only one gen of the new one.
Yeah. I haven't seen that. You said that half the screen just went black, just turns off.
Oh yeah, it would start like fading out or just like half die, and it just like you just pick it up in the middle basically,
and it would just go out.
Yeah, it would just start fucking out. It's kind of rad. But her friends is doing that, and then like yeah, it was just the way that they approached it, where it was just like, oh, this is definitely not some miraculous issue you've never seen. They instantly were getting a new one, and just kind of like, oh yeah.
Oh, you mean like they knew it was an issue?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's why you get Apple Care and you spend hundreds of dollars, so they just hand you a new one.
True, but they're like like they're the only company in the world that can get away with just like, yeah, dude, pay twice the price of the product because you're gonna need a second one.
Yeah, and I guarantee you that Kate buys another iPad in a few years once that one's done.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
I would too. Like, but I'm gonna buy a second gen.
Yeah, wait for the second gen.
Because like that's the annoying part is like my old ass iPad. I still have an old ass OG iPad with cellular, trucking on fine.
Yeah, I have an iPad Mini, old iPad Mini that still works.
Cheap. Their cheap products are actually fantastic, but everything else is just like, dude.
I haven't had any issues. I've been very fortunate. I haven't had any keyboard issues. All of our old iPad stuff worked. I mean, my iPad or my iPhone 5 worked until it basically gave it away. So I've been very fortunate, and I still buy Apple Care for no reason.
No, do it. Yeah. You have to.
Yeah. God forbid.
You just have to, especially like with I'm hoping with their new keyboards, like they'll still actually work well, but like the old keyboards, like, dude, even if you've been lucky so far and you've been good, but it's just like if you're reading reports every single fucking week of like, oh no, my MacBook keyboard's broken, like I have to buy an expensive laptop and then spend twice the price because I know I'm gonna have to replace it.
Yeah, their repair policy is so obnoxiously bad. It makes me that does make me upset.
I'm just upset about them for that. Not anything in general. It's just like,
yeah, you thought I had me worried. I thought they were fucking like, I don't know.
No, it's just the fact that it's like, okay, so it broke, and then we had to wait there for an hour for them to give us another broken iPad. That they sent us home with the broken iPad. We have a broken iPad.
Yeah.
Will not work and log on to the activation servers, but isn't her original broken iPad. It's the iPad they gave us to replace the broken iPad that is also broken to hold on to give them back to get a new refurbished iPad that will hopefully work.
Joel says his 7+ speaker and mic got broken by the latest iOS update, and Apple won't fix it.
Like,
they won't fix it. They don't know how.
yeah,
They don't
it's
know
just
how to
like,
fix
what
it.
is this? Like, I'm still gonna buy your shit, but like, what is this whole process, dude?
I will say too.
Why do we have a broken, refurbished iPad to replace to hand them in to get one that works?
I will say too, if you guys want, I guess, a little better preferential treatment from Apple, get a business account. Sign up for a business account.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because they fucking like call you by your first name when you walk in the Apple store. It's pretty weird. Yeah, I haven't heard of any iPhones breaking with an iOS update, but that 7 is not that old. It should be good. Maybe you broke it, Joel. Maybe you're just blaming Apple. Apple hater. All right, we got AMD. The 5600 XT is AMD's 1080p king, your best option for high frame rate 1080p performance under $300, rivaling the 1660. I'm assuming that's the one it's rivaling, right? That's around the same price. So I don't know. Have you seen any specs on this?
Yeah, it seems fine. Sorry, she heard me bitching about her broken iPad of her broken
Don't make fun
iPad.
of my iPad.
Oh no, she's in the same camp right now, of just like, why do we have this broken iPad?
Tell her it subsides. You get over it.
No, but yeah, I saw it. It seems fine. It's fine. Like, it's
under $300. Oh, what is it like?
I don't. I think they messed up on the pricing because they released it at 280, and for 280, it's okay, but that's too close to the 5700 in my opinion, and the 2060. Like, for 280, it's okay, but you can buy 5700s for like 300 all the time. And at that point, why not just spend the $20 for the blower edition of the 5700?
Right. Now, they have some specs here that you just rattle off real quick. Compared to the 2060 Super, in Witcher 3, you're getting about 10 frames more.
Which is actually really good.
That's not too bad.
Well, because the 2060 Super is $400.
Yeah.
But like, at that point, why not just buy a 5700 and get 30 extra frames?
Right, and then the 5700, the 5700 is about 5 extra frames in Witcher 3. Compared to the XT, it's about 20 extra frames, or like 30 extra frames on the XT.
Like, I think the 5600s are pretty good, and there also we have to wait till it's actually fully out, because since this, Nvidia was a little scared. They lowered their base price of the 2060 to $300 now. So 2060s is just $300, and EVGA is launching one that's just 280 out the door.
Mm-hmm.
So you now have to compare it against that, kind of, that's a pretty good move, because the 2060 is going to perform worse, but you get ray tracing. Does that matter to you? That's a personal question.
Yeah.
But like, compared to the 57, like how it fits, it's a good card in a good slot. It's just how segmented all of this entire graphics card market is becoming mind-numbing to me. I guess that's more my biggest problems.
Yeah, so if you were to spend
$100, like, there's now a 55,
more,
there's a 56, there's a 57, then there's going to be an Nvidia killer. Then at Nvidia, you have the 1650, which is shitty, and the 1650 Ti, which is dog shit.
Of each other too,
or excuse me. Then there's the Super. Then there's the 1660 and the 1660 Ti and the 1660 Super, and now the 20. Like, kill me, dude.
Yeah.
And this is all in a segment of $150 to $280. There is 6 cards from Nvidia and now 4 from AMD.
Yeah.
And they're all like marginally better than each other. And it all sucks because on the low end, if you actually compare over like the last 4 years, the cards aren't even better. They're like back to Intel days of like, well, yeah, the new one's like 3% better. Like, you can go buy a 470 right now for like $80, and it's within 10 frames of this $200 fucking video card.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so if you were to compare, I mean, the thing is, to me, it's like, You get 30 extra frames at the most from the 5600 to the 5700, and it's $100 more. And I mean, that's a pretty good jump.
Are you talking about the XT or the regular?
The XTs.
The XT is a huge jump, and the XT is a $400 card in a different market to me.
Yeah, it's a $400 compared to like the $300
$280
this card.
It's $280 to $400. That's a massive difference.
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah, it's about $100 more. It's about $100 more.
I mean,
but you get 30 extra
120.
frames. You get 30 extra frames, which isn't too bad. And then if you're gonna compare it to the 2060,
I would compare it against a little bit
extra for an extra couple bucks.
I would compare it against the regular 2060 and then the 57, because those are going to be the cards you're gonna see within like that price range of like, oh shit, if I drop an extra $20 on it, there's a huge gain or not.
Yeah.
That's your true competitor. Like if you're going after a 5700 XT, I think you're in a different market, because the 5700 XT is a great card, but that's where you're stepping in and being, no, I want 140 frames at 1440p. That's where you're going for the 57 XT. The 57, you're getting into 1440, but the 2060 and the 5600 mostly is like, no, I want the most baller thing for 1080, and like kind of just entering 1440. So like that's why I think they're two different ranges, really, because the 5700 is where you want to ball out at 1440, and if you don't have a 1440p monitor, why bother? You're not really getting a ton more out of any of these cards at 1080.
I'm trying to figure out like where, if it's worth it to jump up to the 5700. I mean, the lowest price on Newegg is around $330.
That's on Newegg though, but you can, like, if you do your due diligence, you can find them for like $300 often. Now it will be the blower style, but of the 5700, that's a little bit more fine because they don't get as hot. Now, like that, I think you would consider, if you can find a 5700 for 300, which they go on sale every now and then. Buy that. Otherwise, it's fine.
Is that even worth it though? Because you're really not getting too much extra.
No, they are pretty similar cards.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like you might as well just save a couple bucks on it and then get the 5600. I don't know. It's a difficult. It just becomes, you're just splitting hairs, and it becomes. So especially when you start to add in the third parties, like this one has 3 blowers and this one has this much RAM, and this, I mean, you get one card that has fucking 100 different SKUs at all different types of price ranges from 300 all the way up to like 370.
The 56 is going to be a 6 gig card, and the 57 is an 8 gig. So if you are RAM limited or thinking like that way, that's where it's worth stepping up to that 5700. Is you do have 2 more gigs of RAM, and you are a little bit more future proofed. Mm-hmm. Or if you're doing RAM heavy work. Yeah. But like outside of that, if you're just running 1080p, just get the 5600 or the 2060. You're going to be happy with either of them. If you want ray tracing at the 2060, if you just want pure like frame power, or if you have a FreeSync monitor, buy the 5600 XT. Don't buy a 1660 Ti.
Yeah, now let's see the price difference between the Super 2060 Super and the 2060.
Those are always 400. It should be about 400 for
the Super.
Yeah, that's MSRP at least.
Yeah, and then the regular one's around 300, 320.
Yeah, it's probably about 320ish, but Nvidia supposedly dropped it to 300, so it'll take a little bit for that to kick in.
Yeah.
But like the 2060 is now supposed to be 300. So like,
and then that
you want to spend the extra 20 for the ray tracing.
Yeah.
Like some people are going to say hell yeah, and some people are going to be like, I'm running a 1080p monitor. Like, is it?
Yeah, and you're running ray tracing on a 2060. You're going to get.
Am I really going
frames.
for 40 frame experience here in ray tracing? Like that's a subjective choice to me.
Yeah, I would say most people would choose the 56 in that case, just for the raw power of it.
I would, but
I would too.
Like some people are gonna do whatever. Like,
I haven't seen
go for ray tracing no matter what.
I haven't seen ray tracing on a 2060. I don't know how well.
I mean, I've still barely seen ray tracing because there's still only fucking 5 games that have it.
How will they do on hash rate?
Better, but These ones will do better. Actually, all the new ones should be doing better than the old ones because they're all at least GDDR6 RAM instead of
Yes.
HBM2. But I mean, at the same time,
What are you hashing?
who cares, dude? Yeah,
What are you hashing? What
but Ron, you missed the boat.
You got to jump on a hash that I don't know about.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, let's look at the price real quick. Bitcoin has been crazy recently. All right, we're nearing back up to 9,000 after that initial complete sell-off. That was fun. I'll keep you updated on that. Wow, it's been just flatlined, almost like it's dead in the past. What is this? A couple days. All right, any other news? I don't think so, right? I think that's pretty much it. There's nothing too big coming out. Nothing new, nothing noteworthy. We should have Doobie next week. And that you guys missed Doobs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You don't have anything, right?
No, I'm just waiting for these Fuji rumors.
Fuji rumors, yes.
No, just to actually be realized, I guess. That's not gonna happen until like March, so or beginning of February.
Here's some new Canon rumors for you. Four new full frame cameras in 2020, CR2. So this is a little less than the CR1. We heard about the EOS RS or the RM. So there's some sort of new R coming that everyone's excited about. Is it going to be the killer that we've all been waiting for? Who knows? A lot of people, what they want is just a 1DX Mark III in the mirrorless EOS R body at a reasonable price. So we'll see if that will be realized. I expect to also see another sort of like high megapixel version like the A7R versions. Let's see what Sony's been up to. I mean, Sony, it feels like there's not much rumors coming from the Sony world anymore. It used to just be dominated with Sony rumors, but now it's kind of tailored off.
Well, yeah, they dropped the A7 IV R, and who cares after that?
Yeah,
because you're never gonna get an A7 III. So
S3.
Yeah, A7 S3.
Yeah. Sad. That's like the Half-Life 3.
Yeah, no, they're gonna release the A7 S4, and
well, look at this wild rumor. Reports from Thailand say A7 IV will have fully articulating LCD screen, and they show this image here of a Photoshop screen just hanging out on the side, and it fucking looks beautiful, man. It does look beautiful. They need to do it.
I do love that is now every camera rumor though, because
articulating screen.
I know you have to. It's like A7 IV has to have, Fuji has to have, every camera company has to. Just like that's what every rumor site is like. They're gonna do it. Will they actually do it? God, I fucking hope so. But every camera rumor is gonna be, it's getting a fucking flippy screen finally. Please, Jesus.
Yes, Rin, we're camera shopping. Well, we're hoping.
We're always camera shopping.
We're always talking about cameras on this show. Yeah, I mean, all right. If we're just gonna go full wants, right? If I have a wish list, my want is an A7 S3 articulating screen with basically 1DX features at a Sony price. That would be my camera, and also maybe a new, better pro body.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and not a Sony body or menu system.
Yeah, or menu system, exactly. Yes, exactly. But I would like it to be in a Sony because you would get that Sony price, and I already have a lot of Sony lenses. I would like to just easily buy that for the studio. And if Canon does that, then that's a more of a risky endeavor for me because I'm not as invested as I am in Canon as I am with Sony. But I would be if that were to be the case.
Like, let's be real, the ours lens, like our glass is just killing it.
Yeah, it's been great. It's
expensive as hell, but it's worth it so far.
Yeah, it's been great, but Sony's got to get on the ball. If they want to keep someone like me in, they gotta release this specific camera that I'm looking at right here with the fucking flippy screen. It's gotta happen, Sony. You gotta do it.
Just give me a Fuji with IBIS and a flippy screen, and I'm happy, boy.
Yeah, and give me a Fuji RX 100 Fuji. You know what I mean? I would be happy with that too. An RX 100 Fuji, around $500. You can give me like a nice sort of like.
I mean, that's kind of what the A7 is, ish. Just bigger.
Yeah,
they're never gonna make a super small one, and they're not gonna make a 1-inch.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want like a point and shoot Fuji, basically.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do that.
Fuji. I will fucking love that, dude.
They're too camped into APS-C and medium formatter die.
I would love it. It's a wish. It's a fucking wish. Everyone would love it. You would love it too, man. You would love it too. Would a flip out screen have to have a flip out screen on it, Fuji?
I wouldn't just because I would just be sitting there like I'd rather have a whatever you call it, an XT4 with it, or like an XT40, because I really like the XT30, XT20, XT40 line. Yeah. That's actually the perfect size to me. If that had a flip out screen, fuck your point and shoot. Because those things are small enough and light enough that the Zhiyun Crane M2, like that shitty super cheap gimbal made for point and shoots, that camera setup is still light enough that you can put it on that. That's how light it's the size of a point and shoot, but the quality it's still the XT3 sensor.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm taking that over an RX 100 Fuji, to be honest.
Oh man, I dream about it. But I do want the Sony Pro video camera.
True.
I do. Or Blackmagic with Canon autofocus.
Well, yeah, everyone wants that.
That's what I would buy instantly. All right, let's end the show. Thank you all for listening. We'll come back to you next week, every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on our Twitch and our YouTube channel at No Life Digital. And all right, we'll see y'all later. Peace.